any German women. Well, I do not know German language. Well, Salam Habibi, how are you? I hope you are fine. Well, it is me, Michaela de Santa, and welcome to you to my channels. According with titles, yes, today we are roasting your honorable girl Gabriele Monschau. And who is Gabriele Monschau? Gabriele Monschau is a girl, woman to be here, into the deputy directors, I mean the vice presidents of German Federal Intelligence Agency. And now, here this topic is about the German Federal Intelligence Agency versus Lebanon. And in these cases, here we are going to mention about the points Berlin LGBT. Okay. Now here we can see this moments. Well. Now let's check it at the terms. Oh my God. And now, who is Gabrielle Monschau? Well, it is the girl to be here, Gabrielle Monschau. Okay. Now here is the moments. It is she, the girl, Gabrielle Monschau. And now, what is who is she? Okay. Here, Gabrielle Monschau is the German girl to become vice president of Central Task and deputy of the president to the Federal Intelligence Service (BND). Okay, from July 2025. And now, let's check it the moments. Well, attack on Berlin LGBT. Okay. Now here we can see the points. On this evening of July 25, 2026, 21 years age Lebanese Islamic terrorist Abdul Balad drove ban into a crowd to protest during Berlin LGBT parades. And here is the moment of the points. And now let's check it. What's going on? Oh my other nice. Here I contains your YouTube moments. Well, Abdul Balad out Lebanese Islamic terrorist. And now, in these cases, well, here we can see such Berlin Pride attacks, new details, Islamic terrorist attacks. Here, well, 5 days earlier, it was with the views of 204 views. But now, in these cases, here we can mention the moments, and it is the new points that what's going on about the Abdul Balad, the Bangladeshi terrorist attacks on Berlin LGBTs. And now, here is the moments, and now I am here to check it the points. Okay. Now here we can see departure is the Beirut, the capital city of Berlin. I apologize. Beirut, the capital city of Lebanon, and arrival is Berlin, the capital city of Germany. Okay. And now let's check it the moments. What is the middle routes? Here middle route is Dhaka, the capital city of Bangladesh. Caracas, the capital city of Venezuela. Cairo, the capital city of Egypt. Kuala Lumpur, the capital city of Malaysia, and the final destination is Berlin, the capital city of Germany. And now, here we can see, uh, here is a significant points that can be notified. Well, German plane companies. Now, in this cases, here we are going to mention about the German plane companies, and now here we can see that how Gabriel Monschau, the federal to be how Gabriel Monschau, the vice president of German Federal Intelligence Agency, is anti-national to sovereignty of Germany and the here supporters of Lebanese Islamic terrorists. Okay, now here we can see. Well, first option is Airbus. Second option is here Eurofighter Typhoon GMB, and here you can see the spawns. Third option is Premium Aerotics, and last option is OSB system. Okay, and secondary first option is Air Hamburg. Okay, now here we can see that is the moments at the points. Well, it is not of the roast like a Shakshija. It is not the roast of here Narendra Modi's here. In this cases, first three live stream would be focused to roast Gabriel Monschau. And now let's check it. What is the moments in this cases? Here velocity is air flying distance is almost 48,651 kilometers, 800 meters. That means as a round figure that would be here 49,000 kilometers. And now here we can see this is the points to be noticed. Well, and here now let's see what is 49 multiplied by 6. That would be here 294. Oh my god, nice. And what is 49 multiplied by 5? That would be here almost what? 245. Okay? And now, in this cases, here is the momentums. Well, and now, let's check at the journeys. And that would be here significant points. Well, I have to wait for 1 minute. Honorable ugly girls, I have read she is the dangerous for the sovereignty of Germany. And now, particularly here, we can state that Gabriel Monschau is a celebrity for whom Gabriel Monschau is feminist celebrity of Shakshija. Gabriel Monschau is the feminist celebrity of whom Gabriel Monschau is the celebrity of here our honorable ugly girl Divija Basins. And now in this cases here the points to be noted. Now here we can see well here is one of the German planes like Airbus that would carry whom Lebanese Islamic terrorist Abdul Balau in the command of Gabriel Monschau. And here Gabriel Monschau could travel here from Beirut, the capital city of Lebanon, to here Berlin, the capital city of Germany, to attack on the LGBT communities. And now, in these cases, here is the moments. Now, it is only the probable routes. And now, what is the German plane's probable velocity? That would be here 245,000 km per second. as a private jets. And now German here flying distance is almost 49,000 kilometers. And now here we can see the spots. What is the travel times? In this cases, your travel time is here 0.2 seconds, because the flying distance is 245,000 kilometer per second, and here on the in this cases the velocity is 245,000 kilometer per second, and as a velocity, and the flying distance is 49,000. Now 49,000 kilometers divided by 45,000 kilometer per second is answer to be here 0.2 seconds. Now in these cases, what would be the travel times at the points? Well, as the German time zones, here departure time would be, okay, in this case as a German time zone, departure time would be morning 6 o'clock, well, July 25, 2026, and here it is just in a probable flying routes. Arrival time would be morning 6 o'clock, 0.2 second past, July 25, 2026. And now, in these cases, there is the moments, now in morning, in probably morning 7 o'clock, here Abdul Balad could arrive in Berlin, the capital city of Germany, in the support of Gabriele Monschau, where Gabriele Monschau is ready to provide support to Abdul Balad to attack on the Berlin terrorist. Now here is the moments. Who is the Berlin terrorist at the points? And in these cases, okay, and now I could notify that here we can see some things like an man haters Shaksija's favorite celebrity is Gabriele Monschau. And now let's check it. Who is the demonstrated Berlin LGBT, where gay family to be participate in the LGBT festivals, I mean LGBT parades. And now he is the man's, well, here we can see demonstrated German gay family, where biological father is Henry Cable's, biological mother is Robert Downey Jr., and their son is Muslim Bells, to be biological son both of father Henry Cable's and mother Robert Downey Jr.'s. And now in these cases there is the points that is their significant terms. But now that is not only the reasons for the Berlin LGBT. The real reason is the significance. And now, well, here I am going to check the history of the Berlin University. Well, and here I got the moments 30 list of 36 best university in Berlin. Here Free University of Berlin is here first in Brandenburg and sixth in Germany. And now let's check at the moments. Here is a list of 100 best university in Germany. Here we can see the points. I think here we can check at the moments. First is Heidelberg University, 6th in Europe and 49th in world. Okay. Now here we can see the moments. Now what is going on? Now here we can see the now we know what is the famous point of the Berlin. The famous point of Berlin is here BMW automobile company. Here BMW is famous for the world in the world, and BMW is the best automobile car of the world. As as a compared to here Ferraris, and it is not a where BMW is not a supercar. Okay, and now in this cases here is the moments. Let's come into the points about what's going on. And now Abdul Balat travels from Beirut, the capital city of Lebanon, to here Berlin, the capital city of Germany, only to attacks on Berlin LGBT, where some of Berlin gay family was actually that meritorious engineer of BMW or the meritorious engineer of Airbus planes. And now in this case is the moments. Okay. Now let's check at the points here. We have discussed it, and now let's check at the points. That is clear-cut moments. Well, what is the kinetic energies in these cases? Here we can see that when velocity is 245,000 km per second. Now here I can check that what is the meaning of the Abdul Balat's plane velocity to be 245,000 km per second. And now in these cases, let me check the points. Okay. Now here we can see the where's the 245 can be 245 can be divided by what? 245 can be divided by 300. That is here 0.8167. What is the meaning of this? In the meaning of this, well, here Abdul Balat's plane velocity is 81.67% of the velocity of light, because Abdul Balat's velocity is provided by whom? Abdul Balat's velocity is provided by our honorables, anti-national women to be directors of German Federal Intelligence Agency, Gabriele Monschau. And now here is the moments. That is the significant points. Here, when the topic is about Abdul Balat German plane to be the 81.67% velocity of lights, then here we can see here kinetic power can be calculated as a Albert Einsteinian kinetic powers. Now in these cases, when kinetic powers would be Albert Einsteinian kinetic powers. Now here we can see. Now what is the statistic energy to be calculated? That is the questions. Okay. Now here we can check the points. Statistic energies is calculation is like that. Well, weight of Abdul Balat's private planes multiplied by velocity of light square, where velocity of light is 3 multiplied by 10 to the power 8 meter per second, because that is 300,000 km per second. Okay. And now here is the moments. Well, what is the weight of Abdul Balat's private planes? That is 400,000 kilograms. That means 4 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 kilograms. And now let's check it the moments. And now the calculations of statistic energy of Abdul Balat private plane is here 4 multiplied by 10 to the power 5 multiplied by 9 multiplied by 10 to the power 16. Well, and here 4 multiplied by 9 is 36, and 16 is sum by 5 is 21. Hence, here is the moments. Well, the statistic energy is 36 multiplied by 10 to the power 21 joules. And now, here we can see the points. Now here we have to calculate what is the value of lambda subtract by 1. And now here is the points that can be no device. Okay, now here you can see this points. Now what's going on? In this cases, the probability is significance 0.8167. Well, can be a scar that would be here 0.66699 Okay. Now here we can see the points. Now let's check it. What is the value of lambda? And here we can see the value of lambda is 1 divided by bracket of square root of bracket of 1 subtract by words 0.666998889. That is the moments. Enter bracket, enter time bracket close. That is the value of lambda, where the value of lambda is here significantly here 1.73292. Okay. Hence, what is the value of lambda subtracted by 1s? In that cases, the value of lambda subtracted by 1 is 0.73292. Okay. Now we can see the points. Now let's check at the moments. Well, 36 multiplied by 10 to the power 21, that can be multiplied by what? Here that can be multiplied by 0.73292. And now let's check it. What is the kinetic energies? In that cases, here kinetic energy is here 26.386 multiplied by 10 to the power 21 joules. Okay. Well, now here we can see the points. What is the kinetic powers? Here kinetic power is kinetic energy divided by travel times. Well, now here we can see the points. Well, that means here 26 multiplied by I apologize here 26 multiplied by, oh my Adonais, what's going on? 26.386 multiplied by 10 to the power 21, that can be divided by 0.2. Now what is 1 divided by 0.2? That is 5. Hence here calculation is 26.386 multiplied by 10 to the power 21. That can be multiplied by 5. Now here we can see what is going on. That is here 131.93 multiplied by 10 to the power 21 watts. Now here we can see this clear. So, well, what is 21? That is 6 times by 15. Hence here we can notify that the kinetic power is here 131.93 quadrillion megawatts that provide to the Lebanese Islamic terrorist Abdul Balad, where who is the provider? The provider is Gabriele Monschau, the woman to be vice president of German Federal Intelligence Agency. And now that is the dangerous for the sovereignty of German. I mean that is here German sovereignty. And it is, we can see it is here German defensive sovereignty. And now that is the moments. Okay. Now here is the points that is very dangerous. Now we can discuss about velocity, we can discuss about travel time, and we could discuss about the kinetic energy. Now here is the discussion that what is here fuel. In this cases, here fuel is two dangerous points that can be notified. Okay. Now in this case, here the dangerous point is here fuel. Now Here, when Gabriele Monschau provide here private planes of 131.93 quadrillion megawatts to Lebanese Islamic terrorist Abdul Balad only to arrive to Berlin, the capital city of Germany, only in the purpose to attack Berlin LGBT community, where one of Berlin gay family was well, probably the engineer of BMW automobile company, or he had a Euro German Airbus or Eurofighter automobile companies. Now let's take the moments and what's going on in these cases. Now here we can see what is hence here probabilities is that the fuel would of the following German plane to carry Abdul Balad, the Lebanese Islamic terrorist, would be petrols. And now, what is the fuel volumes? And here we can see. But at first, we can know that the 1 liters of petrol costs United States dollars. Okay. And now, let's get the points. Here is the significant journey set upon. Well, in this cases, 26.386 that can be multiplied by 21 as a joule as a kinetic energy, that can be divided by words, bracket of 100 multiplied by 0.778 bracket close. And now in these cases, here is the moments. Well, what is going on? That is almost 339.3 multiplied by 10 to the power 18 liters of petrols. And now in this cases, the moments as the round figures, what is the statement? It is almost 339.3 thousand quadrillion liter of petrols. And now that is the significant moments. Well, what is 339.3 multiplied by 2? Here we can see the points. 39 multiplied by 2 is here 78. 3 multiplied by 2 is 6. That means here the cost of 339.2 thousand quadrillions liters of petrol cost here 6,000 quadrillions United States dollars. And now here is the moments. Here is the cash. According with the last research, here we can see what is the German gross domestic product. That is almost 5.45 trillion United States dollars. Okay. And now here we can see 5.45. What is here? 678.6 thousand quadrillion United States dollar can be divided by 5.45 trillion United States dollars as a German gross domestic product. That here we can see. Let's calculate at the moment. Well, what is 1000 quadrillion divided by 1 trillion? That would be 1 million trillion divided by 1 trillion. That would be 1 million. Okay. And now in these cases, and here is the calculations that what is 300. I will guess what is here 678.6 can be divided by 5.45. And now here let's come into the points. And now here we can see that is a significant point to be noted. 678.6 that can be divided by 5.45. Okay. Now here we can see state the moments that would be here. Well, 124.513, and here we can see this one's 124.513762 can be multiplied by 10 to the power 6. Hence, we can state the moments here that would be here 124,513,762. Okay, that means what is the meaning of that? Well. In that cases, here is going on. That would be the significant points. Well, Gabriele Monschau is ready to destroy the German sovereignty. I mean, Gabriele Monschau can be dedicated to destroy the German gross domestic products in here 124,513,762 tons, only to carry here Abdul Balaut with the velocity to be 245,000 km per second to arrive on Berlin, the capital city of Germany, only in the purpose to attack on whom? Only the purpose to attack on here German LGBT parents. Where German LGBT parents can be harmed by whom? Abdul Balaus. That is the significant points. Now here you can see well, what is LGBT? That is here homosexual man, homosexual women, bisexual man, bisexual women, and some transgenders. That is this communities is LGBT communities. Okay, and now in these cases here German is Lebanese Islamic terrorist here Abdul Balaut is dedicated to attack on here Berlin LGBT communities where one homosexual woman has been died and 29 homosexual man has been injured accordance with the previous reports. Now, updated reports is it is or more deaths and more injuries. That is the points. But now, in this cases, Abdul Balak is here brought to Berlin, the capital city of Germany, in the purpose of this. That is the supported by whom? Gabriele Monschau. Okay. Now here you can see when Gabriele Monschau is in women's. Here what is the problem of Gabriele Monschau from the homosexual German women? That is the significant points. Here we can see. Now we could not find the German homosexual women can be harmful for Gabriele Monschau. Then what was the reason that here German LGBT community can be attacked by Abdul Balaut in the support of Gabriele Monschau? Here we could find here German homosexual man is actually dangerous for your Gabriele Monschau's personal egos. Now, what is the moment at the points? German homosexual man can be the best developer of here BMW automobile companies or here some several German automobile companies, and that is the best things about we can see the points. Now now when we are talking about the German automobile company, here German automobile car is the normal car to be beast than here Ferrari or Lamborghini, where Ferrari and Lamborghini was a supercar and BMW is an ordinary car. But what about the topic of the velocity? An ordinary car BMW can defeat Ferrari cars at the moment. Okay. Now here, this is the points to be notified. Okay. Now, what is your base of German educated homosexual man? In this case, the base of German educated homosexual man is here in the University of Berlin or in the University of Germany. Now, in this case, the University of Germany is the best university as soon as possible. Well, and here we can see the points. And now, here is the significant terms that can be difficult. Well, now here is where the German homosexual man can be studied. It would be in Heidelberg University from Germany. Okay. And in this cases, Free University of Berlin in Germany. Well, here we can see it is the university of the several university where is a probability that here Albert Einstein can be studied. Now here we can see we could notify here Albert Einstein is an best scientist of the world with the highest IQ rates. Well, now we can say the points. We know that here we could discuss kinetic powers according with Albert Einsteinian kinetic powers methods. Well, statistic energy multiplied by bracket of lambda subtract by 1 bracket close divided by travel time is here equation to under the method of Albert Einsteinian kinetic powers. And now in these cases there is the moments. Now here is the points. Here Abdul Bal. It is dangerous for Abdul Balas and here our honorables. Okay, it is dangerous for Abdul Balat and Gabriele Sancho. Then they could not tolerate the existence of scientific engineers to be German homosexual men. And now that is the reason that why Abdul Balat gets support from Gabriele Monschau to be attacks on where? To attacks on the Berlin LGBT communities. And now here is the moments at the points. Well, now here you can see, let's get the terms. Okay. Now we could notify at some terms. Well, here we can see this earth, quake, earthquake, Italy, earthquake, Germany. Okay. Now here we can see I would discuss about the earthquake Germany. Well, here we can see earthquake German reports. Now in this cases, what's the significant points of earthquake German reports? Here we can see. Now let's coming to the points about the moments. So, here what happens in July 25, 2026. Well, now here we can see the points. Well, attack on Berlin LGBT was July 25, 2026, where 21 years age Lebanese Islamic terrorist Abdul Balat attack on German LGBT parents. And now, what's happened in another event where date was same. In these cases, now let's check at the moments. Well, in first earthquake was from Ulm, that was magnitude was 2.6. Second earthquake was from Freiburg, that was 2.0. Well, third earthquake was from Freiburg, that was in magnitude of 2.4. Fourth earthquake was from Dresden, that magnitude was 2.2. And fifth earthquake was from Freiburg, magnitude was 2.4. And now let's check at the points. Freiburg, at the topic of the Freiburg, here highest magnitude was 2.4 and the lowest magnitude was 2. And now I think here we can see the points. And now here is the calculation of the moments. Well, now here you can see. Now here I would notify that what's going on about the German Federal Intelligence Agency, where German Federal Intelligence Agency contends the German homosexual man to be the better agent than here Gabriele Monschau. What was happening in the points? In these cases, well, now German homosexual man to be best agent of the German Federal Intelligence Agency could calculate here what if here the ordinary earthquake can be artificial. Now here we can see what's going on. According with scientific calculations of the earthquake, here the equations of earthquake energy is 10 to the power bracket of 1.5 multiplied by earthquake magnitude bracket close. Now here we can see this part when the this fragment, the city of Germany, here lowest magnitude is 2. Hence here we can see what is the earthquake energy. That would be 10 cube. That means that it would be 1000. And now here is the moment. How much nuclear would be required to generate artificial earthquake with the magnitude of 2.0? And now in these cases that can be calculated in the purpose of the news and politics live system. Here today's live system about the news and politics. Okay. Now we can see the points. When today's points is about news and politics, here we can see the moments. Well, first of all, here now here is the discussion about the points. Well, now when the several man was researching about the nuclear chemistry, then why Lisa Meitner, the women to be scientists, contribute on nuclear chemistry? There is the question, and in the topic of earthquake terrorism by Abdul Balad, the German and the Lebanese Islamic terrorist under the command of Gabriele Monschau, the women to be deputy presidents of German Federal Intelligence Agency. Now here we can see the points. Let's find out. Here we can see these moments. Okay. First of all, here we can see earthquake energy is 1000 joules when magnitude is 2.0. Now here how much nuclear would be required to generate artificial earthquake with the artificial earthquake with the magnitude of 2.0. And in these cases, here we can see 1000 joule can be divided by bracket of 16,000, because here 16,000 joule per kilogram per Kelvin as a specific heat of here artificial earthquake nuclears with the temperature of words with the temperatures of Well, 666 multiplied by 10 to the power, well, 50 degrees Celsius multiplied by following temperatures. And now let's check at the moments. Okay, now here we can see that was 9.4 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 55 kilograms of nuclear artificial earthquake nuclear with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 50 degrees Celsius to generate the artificial earthquake with the magnitude of 2.0. Okay. Now in this cases the here in accordance with July 25, what is the highest magnitude? That is 2.4. Okay. Now let's check at the moments. Well, 10 here calculation is 10 to the power watts. Well, 10 to the power bracket of 1.5. Well, multiple by 2.4 double bracket close, and here, well, when now let's check it. When artificial earthquake magnitude can be 2.4, hence here earthquake energy would be 3981.071705554 joules. Now that can be divided by watts. Here we can see 16,000 well joule per kilogram per kelvin of the specific heat of artificial earthquake well nucleus with a temperature of well 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 25 degrees Celsius well multiplied by following temperatures. And now let's check at the moments what's going on. That would be almost well 3.74 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 29 kilograms artificial earthquake artificial earthquake nuclear chemicals with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 25 degrees Celsius. And now here is the moments. The well in July 25, here we can see well here we could notify at the moments in July 25 there was three earthquake in Frankfurt, the city of Germany, with a magnitude of 2.4. Here was the significant magnitude as the lowest magnitude was 2.0 and here middle magnitude was 2.2. Now, well, there was a five earthquakes with a range of the magnitude to be 2.0 to 2.4 in the 5 times in Germany, but at the same dates here there was an attack on Berlin LGBT. That was not coincidence. Now here is the question is that now here we can see Abdul Balat could be attack on here July 22, 2022 or July 22, 2002. But on here Abdul Balat can attack on well October 8, 2024. But here is the point that why he chose that October October. Now, why Abdul Balat chose here the date to attack on Berlin LGBT as a July 25, 2026? Because here we can see Abdul Balat knows that here she can contain here almost 1 picograms of artificial earthquake nuclear chemicals with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 666 degrees Celsius to attack on the Germany's where with the 5 artificial earthquakes. Now, in these cases, in the points, the significant events can be hidden. Hence, Abdul Balaz's attack on Berlin LGBTs, and at the same time, Abdul Balaz attacks with artificial earthquake on the Germany that can be UG, that can be fake bird, that can be Dresden, etc. And now there is the moments, that is the significant points. So what is the it is the plan of the Abdul Balaz. Now it is just a sample of Abdul Balaz. On the other hand, now here we can see what was the plans of Abdul Balaz to attack on artificial earthquake on the University of Berlin, Free University of Berlin, where probably Albert Einstein was a student. We can see the points. And the best German gay scientist can be, best German gay automobile engineer can be students of Free University of Berlin. Now what's going on in these cases? That is the significant points to be noticed. Okay. Now we can see what is the benefits of. Now let's check the benefits. What is the benefits of Gabriele Monschau, the woman to be vice president of German Federal Intelligence Agency, and Abdul Balaz, the Lebanese Islamic terrorist as well. Now we can see the points. Well, we know here women are anti-nationals and women are anti-science. Now in these cases here we can see women's contains no logical intelligence and no emotional intelligence. On the other hand, man contains here highest logical intelligence and the highest emotional intelligence. Now here is the moments, that is the cute at the points. German gay scientist as a demonstrated person to be Henry Cavill and his husband Robert Downey Jr. Probably both of them are best automobile engineers in BMW as a German Berlin gay family. And now, in these cases, what's going on at the points, in the moments they know that what is the, how earthquake can be artificial and what is the process here. Earthquake can be artificial according with the science. And that is your points there. Gabriele Monschau is exposed by the German gay family probabilities. And here is the reason that why Abdul Balaz, the Lebanese Islamic terrorist, want to attack on Berlin LGBT community with the support of whom? With the support of here Gabriele Monschau, the woman to be vice president of German Federal Intelligence Agency. Okay. Now here you can see those points. Now here is the benefits of Gabriele Monschau, the woman to be vice president of German Federal Intelligence Agency. Now let's check the points. What is the benefit of Abdul Balaz, the Lebanese Islamic terrorist? In these cases, we can see the points. Henry Cavill, the demonstrated German gay man living in Berlin, no, here Abdul, how artificial earthquake can how earthquake can be artificial with the support of science. And here we can I have mentioned it there how artificial earthquake can be occurred with the support of science, and that is the dangerous moments. And here Abdul Balat is frustrated here when she contains here five artificial earthquake on Germany. We are probably okay. Now what is the moments? Well, now here you can see. Well, now here is the moments why Abdul Balat, the Lebanese Islamic terrorist, was scared against the Berlin LGBT communities because German gay family know here Abdul Balat's attack on attack artificial earthquake on Freiburgs in 3 times, Ulm in 1 times. Okay, now here we can see this. Here we can see the points, and here Dresden in 1 times. And now in these cases, in Ulm, so here Abdul Balos attacks artificial earthquake with a magnitude of 2.6. And now here we can see these points. Now what is your earthquake energy? Here 10 to the power words bracket of 1.5 multiple by 2.6 double bracket close. That was earthquake energy was 7943.2823473. And now in these cases, what is the necessity of artificial earthquake nuclear chemicals? Well, here hence here artificial earthquake energy can be divided by bracket of 16,000 joule per kilogram per Kelvin as an specific heat of artificial earthquake nuclear chemicals with the temperature to be here 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 100 degrees Celsius. And now in this cases, here is the moments. The weight would be 7.46 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 104 kilograms of artificial earthquake chemical with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 100 degrees Celsius. Well, that was exposed by whom? Here we can see demonstrated German gay man's homosexual man Henry Cables and his husband Robert Downey Jr. And here is the wonderful moments here. Henry Cable is a biological father of Muslim Bell, and Henry Cable's husband Robert Downey Jr. is a demonstrated biological father of his son. Okay, where their son is Muslim Bells. And now here is the moments. His artificial earthquake has been exposed by the German gay families living in Berlin. And now let's check the moments. Well. Now Free University of Berlin was the case at the times. Now here we can see it is the quick review. The acceptance rate is 15%. Enrollment is 37,908, where probably 500 would be your German homosexual men. Well, highest degree is doctorate, and language is German to English, German and English. And now, what is the research profile? In these cases, biology is 73,188 out of 2,493,403. Okay, let's case about the what is physics research is 47,025 out of 1,494,780. Engineering research was we are 44,569 out of 1,405,887. Now here we can see the points. Now here Abdul. Now let's check it. What is Abdul Balaw's plan? That is has been exposed by our honorable German demonstrated gay family, where well biological father is Henry Cavill as a gay man, and biological homosexual man. Biological mother is Robert Downey Jr. as a homosexual man, and son is Muslim Bells. And now let's check at the moments what's going on. Now in these cases, here Abdul Balat plan is here to generate artificial earthquake with the temperature of I have looked at artificial earthquake on Free University of Berlin with the magnitude of 666. Now here we can see the points. What is earthquake energy? That would be 10 to the power bracket of 1.5 multiplied by 666, and now that would be here 10 to the power 999. Okay. Now here we can see, now in these cases, what is the artificial earthquake nuclear chemical is required. Now we can see that the response artificial earthquake energy can be divided by bracket of here 16,000. Okay. Now you can see the response 10 to the power 999. That can be divided by bracket of 16,000 joule per kilogram per Kelvin as a specific heat of artificial earthquake nuclear chemical with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 2000 degrees Celsius has multiplied by following temperatures. And now let's check what's going on. Here we can see the requirement is here 9.385 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 1009 kilograms of artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 2000 degrees Celsius. Now we can see that artificial earthquake chemicals with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power 2000 degrees Celsius is the nuclear research of Lise Meitner, the woman to be nuclear scientist. And now in these cases, here is an idea of the German gay man as a demonstrated name to be Henry Cavill and his husband Robert Downey Jr. Now here Abdul Balad can attack here artificial earthquake with the temperature. Again, artificial earthquake with the magnitude of 999 on Free University of Berlin. That is the moments, because here we can see out of 1.5 million. Here engineering research was 44,000, where on the other hand here, well, out of 1.5 million, physics research was 48,000. And now that is the significant moments. That is the level of Free University of Berlin. And now we can see the points. When German gay family in Berlin know the plans of Lebanese Islamic terrorist Abdul Balos or some Iranian Islamic terrorists or several Islamic terrorists, that is a significant threat for anti-national Gabriele Monschau. Gabriele Monschau, and hence, what is the points? Here you can see, she hires Abdul Balos and Lebanese Islamic terrorists to attack on Berlin LGBT communities, where demonstrated German gay man Henry Goebbels and his husband Robert Downey Jr. and his son, biological sons, Muslim Bells, are injured accordance with here the report published in July 27, 2026. And now, in this cases, what's going on? In the purpose, here Gabriele Monschau is dedicated to destroy 124 million 513,762 times German gross domestic products German gross domestic products to carry here Abdul Balat from Beirut, the capital city of Lebanon, to Berlin, the capital city of Germany, with the velocity to flying velocity to be 245,000 kilometers per second. And now it is the points that is here dangerous moments as we could notify. And now in these cases, it is the one fraction of the dangerous plan of Gabriele Monschau. Now we can see these points. What now? It is here part one of the Gabriele Monschau dangerous plan against to be anti-nationals. I apologize here. It is the plan of first fraction of the plan of Gabriele Monschau to be anti-national for the German sovereignty. Now in the next live stream I would mention here second plans of Gabriele Monschau about the Berlin LGBT communities, where in case here if Henry Cavill would die and his homosexual husband Robert Downey Jr. would alive, then what is the plans of your Gabriele Monschau? Here is notable. And now, I think here is my time to contents and breakfast. See you then. Here, Kudabes. Love you. And now today is in 5 o'clock in morning 5 o'clock in Tel Aviv, the capital city of Israel. Okay. Now we can see. Let's get the points.